Dana, I can't not talk to you about Conor McGregor. We always do. He recently posted on Instagram, "Get the bleeping date set." Where do things stand with Conor and his return?
Conor will fight this year. I'm thinking in the fall. He'll fight sometime in the fall.
Is the 300 card not a possibility?
No, he won't be on 300.
But we thought Dana was going to announce UFC 300 main event and co-main event today, but he didn't do any of that. He announced that McGregor-Chandler's not happening. It's not happening in June. This is what my skeptical hippo eyes think. McGregor has 1 or 2 fights left on his contract. The UFC never lets you fight your contract out, especially if you're a megastar like Conor. Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement. His #1 opponent he wants to fight is McGregor. I think Conor's like, yeah, I just need to fight Chandler, and then I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And the UFC's like, no, you're not. You only have 1 or 2 fights left. We need to figure out a new deal with you. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to fight Chandler. I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao, probably Jake Paul, and maybe Nate Diaz in boxing. That's what I want to do. The UFC's going, no way. We can't let you go. Because remember, too, the UFC's also in negotiations because their rights are up at ESPN. So that's going on. I'm sure Conor brings a lot to the table for the negotiation rights to TV, whether it's Netflix or wherever they're going to end up. So they can't let him leave, so they're just prolonging it. I think it would be a flex on Dana's part, too, to do it, because remember, he wouldn't let Francis do it. What do you think sells more? Francis Fury, which didn't do great, or Conor Manny Pacquiao? So I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes we're not privy to.
I think realistically, next 3 opponents would be Juliana, Aldana, Holly Holm, Kayla, but you never know, so we shall see. First goal when I became a fighter was to be one of the first women signed to the UFC. Check. Next goal was to become a world champion. Check. And then the next goal after that is to retire a world champion. We're loading. But yes, that is the game plan, and that is absolutely going to happen. I already manifested it in here. So here we are. For my next title defense, I would love to win that fight in an exciting fashion within the first couple rounds. I'm over this 25-minute gig. I can do without that.
If you win the title, who do you call out? Who's next? Who's your first title defense from?
Title defense, the title defense. So right now, to be honest, the division sucks because I don't see any real title challenger right now. Look, if after I beat Volkanovski, he whooped Max Holloway's ass, he whooped Jai Rodriguez, he beat Brian Ortega, he beat everyone in top 5. So yep. It doesn't make any sense to face any of them. So I will have to wait for a real challenger. So we'll see what the future is holding for me. And after this one, I'm gonna sit down with the UFC and we'll see who's going to be the next.
I'm known for being disciplined, professional all year round, 24/7, and I just wasn't that time. So I was really disappointed, and I was more upset with who I was than previous months leading into that. And to be honest, it made it a little bit easier because it snapped me out of it. You know what I mean? It snapped me out. I was drinking every day for like 3-4 weeks. Like honestly, like I don't even know if I've got that. Like that's unheard of for me. Like every day, like I've never ever done that.
How do you feel as that's all happening? Like as Sean's up there, you know there's going to be a wave of coming. You know that's coming.
And I had, I was saying I just didn't.
Not that it's right, by the way.
I did a podcast, and somebody was asking me about it. I said, when I said I didn't believe in 95% of what he said, I was talking about 95% of what he said up there. You know, obviously, the 2 girls that were in the co-main event, he said horrible things about them, which is, There's no need for that. They've never done anything to him. But this is what he does. But at the end of the day, he's entitled to his own opinion, and he can say whatever he wants to say. You can agree with him or not agree with him, but he's allowed to say what he wants.
Your relationship, though, with the media and the way you guys have handled everything, so just like, this is how we're doing it. Do not care. Keep it moving. Feels like you and the media are a better relationship now.
I wouldn't say that.
Huh?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that.
Coming together?
Uncle Dana?
No. Listen, you know what? If you notice, I really haven't been doing any media. I do podcasts, man. I'll do podcasts. I'll come hang with you. Lots of people. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Lots of people want to talk to you because you're not the media. You're not coming on podcasts and people that you want to have open discussions with. There's not any gotcha moments. There's no agendas. There's no clickbait and all the bullshit that goes on with the media. The media right now, the two of the most hated people in this country right now are the politicians and the media.
As I wake up on my 38th birthday, just reflecting on life, look for signs of aging. And I got one big sign right here in front of me is that I was super pumped to get my rain gauge as a gift for Christmas. And now I'm excited to see how much it's rained. Old. And that's my excitement these days.
April 13th, UFC 300. UFC 300. When you think about that for a minute and everything that's gone into it, what does that number mean to you, the milestone, number 300?
Yeah, basically we have been going at this for a long time, and 100 was special, 200 was special, but for 300, we're building the greatest card ever assembled. I mean, the first fight of the night is Cody Garbrandt versus Figueiredo is the first fight of the night. So every one of the fights on this card could be a main event on a fight night or a pay-per-view. Conor will fight this year. I'm thinking in the fall. He'll fight sometime in the fall.
Is the 300 card not a possibility?
No, he won't be on 300.